This is an easy curry to make, very tasty. You know, you make your Keema Matar like this, guys, you might stay away from your madrassas and your kormas and vindaloos, jalfrezis. Hi guys, how you all doing? Welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're going to make Keema Matar, basically mince and peas. It's an Indian dish. It's not too spicy. I'm using minced lamb, but you know, you can use minced beef, minced chicken, minced pork, whatever. So today, Keema Matar, let's show you how to do it. Okay, let's run through the ingredients. You know, I've got 500 grams of minced lamb. I've chopped up 2 onions. I've got 6 tomatoes chopped up. I've got a cup of frozen peas. I'm going to chuck in some salt. I am using a carton of yogurt. Now this is 1 tablespoon of tomato puree mixed up with about half a cup of water, because we need the fluid in here for this. I've also got 1 tablespoon of chopped ginger and minced garlic, some coriander powder, some garam masala, turmeric, fenugreek leaves, some chopped chilies, cumin seeds, amchur powder, and some chili powder, and we'll probably chuck in some water. So that's it, guys. You know, the ingredients are fairly straightforward. So let's crack on and make this Keema Matar. Now this is one of those curry-fied dishes which just goes forgotten, you know, but Keema Matar is enjoyable on its own with rice or whatever. But you know, you can even stuff your naan breads with this. You know, it's superb. Or eat with a naan or roti. So let's crack on and make the Keema Matar. Right guys, what we want to do, get a flame on in our pan, chuck in a little bit of oil. Now not too much oil. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put in our cumin seeds. So get our cumin seeds in there, give it a whiz round. As soon as they start to splutter, go in with our onions. So get our onions in there. So we got our onions in, give it a stir around, guys. This Keema Matar is going to be a bit more traditional than chucking in curry powder and cooking mince off in oil. Okay, we're going to start off like this. Now this would be more like an Indian home cooked way, you know, but this really does bring out a really nice subtle flavour in this. It's actually a very nice curry, and it's quite a dry curry as well, but you know, you can make it as wet as you like. That's up to you. Now, as always, guys, you know, trying to cook this a little bit translucent. If you get a bit of colour on there, so be it. Not a problem. All we're trying to do is remove that rawness from the onions. Okay, guys, now what we're going to do, we're going to go in with our garlic and ginger. Get our garlic and ginger in there. Stir that in. Again, we're just helping cook out the rawness of the garlic and the ginger. And this is where I go in with a pinch of salt, guys, but you know, it's salt to taste, but that is a good pinch of salt. And maybe a little bit more. Now it's not going to be salty because of the lamb and everything that's in there. It's going to all be absorbed. And that salt in there, you know, will help break down the onions. Guys, and then we're going in with our tomatoes. So get our tomatoes in there. And what we're going to try and do, we're going to try and break down the tomatoes as well. Now you can use a tin of tomatoes, not a problem. You know, when I take a shortcut, I do use a tin of tomatoes, but on this, for this one, I'm using fresh tomatoes because I have an abundance of fresh tomatoes in the garden. So there was 5 tomatoes in there, 5 good tomatoes, and they've all been diced up, as you can see. Nice small dices. We want it all to break down in there, you know. So just give that a little cooking a little bit. Now, like I said, guys, you know, you could actually start the mince off in oil first and cook out the mince completely if you wanted, and then start with the veggies, you know. But we're going to do it a more traditional way by cooking it this way first. Right, now you can see most of this fluid has started to be cooked off. We're going to go in with our spices. So what we're going to do, we're going to get our green chili in there. We want that bit of chili heat in there. We go in with our methi. Our coriander powder. Our turmeric. Our chili powder. Amchur powder. Now amchur powder is going to give it that nice citrusy type sourness through there. Now, not a lot of people use amchur powder, but I can tell you now, it's a fantastic addition to this. Right, and then what we want about a teaspoon of garam masala. And then what we'll do, we'll save some garam masala to the end. So give that a stir. So you can see it's all thickened up. Those spices have absorbed all that fluid, look, and it's all into the onions. Now this is where we add our tomato puree that's watered down. We do need some fluid in here, so we want to get that in, give it a nice stir around. And then, guys, we're going in with our mince. So get our minced lamb in there. Break it down in there. Start cooking it through. Now this will release some oil because obviously lamb is oily. That's why we didn't put too much oil in to start off with. But what we will have to do in a minute, we will have to put some more water in. So just give that a nice steady breaking up in there. Mix it all in with your onions, garlic, chili and all the spices. And that lamb is going to take on all that flavour. Now this is a fantastic curry that people just forget. Everybody likes to make vindaloos and fowls and madras, you know, but a Keema Matar is fantastic. Now I can smell that lamb in there, guys. What we're going to do, we're going to add a little bit of water. So put some water in. That's probably only about half a cup. I think we'll go with a little bit more. So we want about a cup of water in there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to simmer this in a minute with a lid on for about 15 minutes. But we will keep coming back to it, and we will keep giving it a stir, because obviously we don't want anything to stick on the bottom and burn. But by doing it this way, this lamb will actually cook in here, and it will be nice and tender and take on all these spices. You know, this makes your Keema Matar a little bit more tasty than just frying off the mince in some oil with the spices, because this is drawing it all in, and plus your Keema Matar sauce is taking out all the lamb juices into this, so there's a full flavour packed dish. You know, it's not a secret, you know. Most of the chefs in India cook this way. In fact, most of the chefs in India, Pakistan, they cook this way, you know. Afghanistan, they cook the meat like this, put a lid on, let it simmer. So that's it, guys. What we'll do now, we'll put a lid on, but we'll keep coming back to it to give it a stir. So I'm going to turn it down. We don't need it to be boiling like crazy. We just need to have that nice simmer on there with a nice bubbles, you know. Not too much. And then we'll put the lid on. Easy as that. And we're going to leave that for about 10 minutes. We'll give it a stir maybe in between. If not, we'll stir it in 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I'll wash the pans. Right, guys, we've had a few minutes. Oh, there we go. That's cooking just fine, as you can see. And there, look, you can see the oil that's been released, and you can also see the water in there. So what we'll do, we'll leave this cooking until it's done its 10-12 minutes. Then we'll take the lid off and let it cook so everything evaporates. But this way, you know, with the lid on, the lamb will be cooked perfect. It'll absorb all that flavour all back into the pan. So bob the lid back on and let it have its 10 to 12 minutes. Let's get that lid off. Oh, just look at that. That is amazing. Right, what we need to do now, guys, we're going to actually cook this for about 5 or 6 minutes with no lid on. Evaporate some of this fluid out of here. Now, by cooking it this way, you know, that lamb has taken on all that fluid in there, you know, and it's going to be really nice and moist. Right, guys, what I do add yogurt, okay? So I'm going to get a small carton of plain yogurt in there. I'm going to give that a stir in. Now that's going to give us a nice creaminess going through our Keema Matar. Now that looks absolutely superb. The smell coming out of here, guys, is incredible. I think it's time for a taste test. Oh. That is gorgeous. That is really, really tasty. Lovely flavour of lamb through there, chili heat, the spices, little bit of sourness hanging in there from the amchur powder. That is superb, guys. That is really how to make Keema Matar. You know, you make your Keema Matar like this, guys. You might stay away from your madrassas and your kormas and vindaloos, jalfrezis. This is an easy curry to make. Very tasty. Now, you could use curry powder in here if you wanted to put curry powder in. That's up to you guys. I'm making it the more traditional way, so it doesn't need curry powder. It doesn't need mixed powder. We just use the coriander powder and the garam masala. You know, the flavour is really rounded and full-bodied. There's no overpowering taste of lamb. Oh, it's amazing. You know, this is done already like this, you know. But I'm just going to cook it down just a little bit more. But this is already done. You could take this out, bag it and tag it, put it in the freezer, serve it up anytime. And you'll have enough fluid in there just to reheat. Right guys, it's time we added our peas. So put our peas in there. Give that a stir around. Oh, now we're talking. Oh. Right guys, now you make a decision what you want to do. If you want to put chopped coriander in there, that's up to you. I'm not using chopped coriander. Now, it's got some lovely green in there with the curry. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add a bit more chopped tomato. Stir that in. Now, this is not going to cook as such. Oops. It's just going to be in there. It'll soften up a little bit, obviously, but it's going to be in there just for contrasting colour to go with our keema, our peas. So you've got a little bit of a reddish fleck in there. And that, guys, is our keema done. So what we're going to do, we saved a teaspoon of garam masala. That goes in now. Give that a stir through. And that is our Keema Matar finished. All there is to do now, guys, turn off the heat and let's serve this up. Oh, it's quite heavy actually. Oh, there we are, guys. Oh, that is amazing. You know, you get your old naan bread, a nice soft fluffy naan. Link on the channel if you want to know how to make them. And just eat that with that. That. Guys, this is one of the most underrated curries there is out there. Everybody makes everything else, you know, but they don't make Keema Matar. You know, a little bit oily, look. That's got all that flavour of those spices in there and that lamb. That is incredible. Oh man. That is so good. Guys, if you like what we're doing, don't forget, smash that like and subscribe. Share with your friends, all that kind of stuff. And we'll see you in the next video. That is unbelievable.